Welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about how you can increase your wealth frequency. This is an absolutely essential element to you when you are growing your small business. So what do I mean by your wealth frequency? It might be the first time you've actually heard this phrase. And basically your wealth frequency is about the energetic vibration that you are radiating, and that's the thing that actually helps you to call in your results, your desired results. So you're a little bit like a human magnet. So just imagine yourself as a magnet, and everything that you currently have, everything you currently have achieved has been because you have like an energy force that's drawn those things to you. Yes, you've worked hard, but those actions have worked off and generated the results that you have today. So when we're actually looking at creating more, so more wealth, more abundance, more success, more clients, that is a different frequency. So it's almost like you need to go and get yourself a bigger magnet, because you are the magnet that actually draws in all of the results. So this is important because you don't want to be working really hard in your business to get the same results, and that's what happens for so many people. And what often happens when that occurs is that people just believe that they have to work harder, so they get into even more action taking, and before too long sometimes you can end up in a little bit of a rabbit hole where you're just working really hard, but your results have only perhaps kind of shifted a little bit. But what you've got to understand and accept is that everything around us, everything around you is energy. You are energy. This computer that I'm using is energy. That plant is energy. That bookcase is energy. And it's exactly the same in your environment, is that we're all energy. So today I'm going to talk about how you can increase your wealth frequency so that you can step into the newest ability to actually create more in your life. So there's 4 steps to helping you to increase your wealth frequency. Number 1 is deserving. So just allow that one to sit with you for a little bit. So perhaps already all of your basic needs have been met. So hopefully you've got a roof over your head, you've got in your belly, all life but essential needs have been met. And then from that point on, it's about becoming wide open to accepting and giving yourself permission to want and to receive more. And that can feel extremely challenging for female entrepreneurs who already understand and are deeply grateful for everything that they already have in their lives. And it can often feel very challenging for women to accept that they deserve more. But what happens when you are not in that position of deserving, when you're starting to feel guilty about the success that you have already created, the success that you desire to create and to step into that next level, especially when we start talking about wealth, is that often women start to meet some resistance about that. And if you want a little check-in with where you're at with deserving, I'm going to ask you some questions which you can really simply answer for yourself. And that is, how frequently are you sharing your clients' successes that you have helped them to achieve? How frequently are you sharing your own level of success? And how often are you actually celebrating your growth, your expansion, and your results, regardless of whether they're big results or little results? That will give you an indication of where you're at currently in terms of this very first element that you want to kind of bring into your new frequencies, this sense of you deserve. And a really great affirmation that someone shared with me a long time ago is, I serve I deserve. So if you need to reframe any guilt that you have about wanting more, how dare you want more, you've already got all of this, is just think about I serve, I deserve, and be really aware that this is something that you have now got awareness of, and be aware of where that comes up for you. So any internal thoughts, any holding back from sharing your results, your clients' results, just become aware of what is happening for you. And that's an area that you can easily step into. So think about deserving, an absolutely essential area for more and more women to really get into and earn. The second step is one of my favourite things, and that is act as though. And I always talk about this as act as though you are already your future successful self. Now, that's not to say that the version of you is not good enough. That's just an indication of a mindset switch, isn't it? Acting as though you already have all of the success that you desire. And often people get it the wrong way around. They talk about, well, when I have hit this income goal, I will hire the VA. I will get out of my exercise clothes and put on proper clothes and go live on video. I will put some lipstick on and feel amazing, or take some time out for myself to meditate, visualize, journal, and exercise. They're all things that many women say they're going to do once they've stepped into that new wealth frequency. But it's actually the opposite. You want to be stepping into those things now. You want to be on a daily basis really embodying that future version of yourself who already has all of the success that you desire. And that will really massively increase your wealth frequency and start to really shift you forward. And one of the loads of ways that you can do this, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you get your credit card out and you go and you buy all the things that you imagine your future self earning, but if you're in your business thinking, in the future I'm going to run events at this really fancy hotel, one of the best ways to actually start to make that happen is to go and visit the venue, go and become really familiar with that venue. Buy a coffee, sit in their lounge working, and you are physically putting yourself into that situation. You are physically changing your energetic frequency from where you are to where you want to be in the future. And when you do simple things like that, it starts to really affect how you call in your results. And it's exactly the same with if you think, when I'm much more successful, I'll organise my workspace, I'll clear up all the paperwork and the junk that is surrounding me. If that is one of the things that you keep putting off and thinking that this is what you'll do when you're more successful, when you've got more time, go and do that today. So just start to think about how you can, on a daily basis, embody your future self and start to act as though you are already that version of yourself. The third element is about becoming intentional. Now, this was a really massive learning for me. Certainly in the early days, I'd rock up, I'd be so enthusiastic about business, and I'd be like wanting to do everything and be everywhere. But when you are growing, especially as you want to step into that new energy, into that new income goal, is that you want to be really thinking about becoming very intentional. So you want to have the end in mind. Now, I'm not saying like the end of business or the end of time, but a period of time that is measurable. So that could be the end of this year, in 6 months' time, in 3 months' time, but to have measurable goals that you are moving towards. So the lesson that I had to learn is that I couldn't keep rocking up in my business doing everything because I had no idea what was working, and more often than not I actually fell down a rabbit hole and started pursuing new ideas. It's like, I'll do Pinterest, I'll do Instagram, and what happens is it's a term that I love actually called Spray and Pray, where you're just doing everything but having absolutely no clue about what is working. So become very intentional. That might sound a bit boring, but actually it's a really smart way of running a business. It's thinking about what is that end goal, and you decide on the timescales, and then you want to be breaking it down. You want to be re-engineering it back from that point of the goal is, let's say, to generate consistent months of 5k in your business. So you then re-engineer that back across the timeline to the present time, and you think about the incremental goals that you're going to put in place that's going to help you to achieve that overall goal that you've got over here at some point in the future. And it's about then becoming very intentional, really taking that time to plan. And this is something I do with my clients over in the 5k club. Every 90 days we sit down and we plan what the next 90 days of business is going to look like. And what happens in 90 days is that you might have started off with a plan for the entire year, but as we learned in 2020, lots of unexpected things occur in life, in business, and we need to be able to adapt and be quite flexible in responding to those things. So doing it in 90 days chunks actually allows you to do that. So even if you're like, I keep meaning to do this, actually make a commitment that you're going to become really intentional in your business. And then rather than overloading your to-do list with all the things that you could do, you want to pick 3 things that you're going to do every single day that is going to move you closer to achieving your results. So if you keep thinking, I know that I need to work on my mindset, I know that I need to have a better relationship with money, I know that I want to be more visible, that I want to increase my confidence, think about all the things that you can actually build into your day that helps you to build that and become very intentional. And so there's loads of things that happen here is that you grow, you stop procrastinating, you become more visible, you start to figure out what is working in your business, which is amazing, and you will start to get results as well. And believe it or not, you won't have to work as many hours as you're currently doing now. So if you're not already if you're not already intentional in your business, maybe start off the week being really intentional and then things go a little bit to pot. It's just be intentional, make sure that you've got a plan, you've got that sense of clarity, and that you are moving towards that every day. And if you find that things are slipping off your to-do list, if the same thing keeps going back on your to-do list, really look at that and understand that perhaps there's a reason why that keeps falling off your list. It's either not important enough for you to look at, or more likely than not, it is the limiting belief. You will have a limiting belief around your ability to do or achieve that. And I'm really going to encourage you to be brave and intentional when looking at anything that comes up as fear, as a limiting belief, and actually look at resolving those, because you resolve those and you start to move way, way faster. And the 4th one is, again, it's something that I say on repeat, because people believe that to grow a business, you just have to download another course, you need to invest in another program, and you need to get into taking loads more action. So perhaps you think you've got to become a Pinterest expert, or go onto Instagram, or join Clubhouse, or be on LinkedIn. No. Number 4 is about releasing your old stories and programming. So everything that you have currently achieved has been achieved through your current level of belief, your current level of wealth frequency, and it's certainly through your old stories and programming. That is not going to get you into your next income bracket. And if you think, that's not true, I see these people and they shift really quickly into new income brackets. Guess what they're doing? They are doing this work. They are working on themselves. 80% of success is down to mindset. 20% is down to the action taking. And there's a reason why that is said, and it is really, really true as well. You always want to be working on yourself. So if you've got some really big juicy goals for this next quarter, in your business is that you want to be thinking about, what are the old stories, what are the limiting beliefs, what's the old programming that I have that is no longer serving me when I step into what I'm looking to create. And in particular, looking at, your old programming around money and about, what I was talking about at the beginning about deserving more money. Because at the end of the day, this whole little snippet of training is really about helping you to step into that new wealth frequency. So there's 4 things you need to be looking at. So number 1 is really working on deserving more, and giving yourself permission where you need to be open to that as well. Number 2 is acting as though every single day in your business, acting as though you're already that future version of yourself. Number 3 is about becoming very intentional. This isn't about control. This is about setting an intention, taking aligned action and seeing it through and being consistent with it, and doing the hard stuff as well. So doing those things that scare you. And number 4 is releasing your old stories and programming so that actually it feels easier for you to step up into this new wealth frequency. It feels easier for you to call in more clients, better results, more money. And you can start to really feel that magnetic pull that you just seem to have. And it's not by accident, it's because you have purposely released all the old stuff that's no longer serving you. So I hope that you have loved today's video. If you've got any questions, as always, just pop me a note below and let me know what your questions are. But equally, if you have loved today's video and you want more resources like this, don't forget to subscribe, and you'll be the first ones to see all the new videos that are coming out on this. And go and follow me on the other places that I hang out on social media. I would love to connect with you even more. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye for now.